Hello and welcome. You're listening to Let's Drone Out. Today is the Thursday, and today is Cole's birthday.
Woo! Heck
Happy
yeah.
birthday, Cole.
Thanks, guys. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have you been up to much?
I ate some dim sum, and
Good choice.
that's basically it. Except the what was it? The shrimp dumplings. We ordered a few orders of them, but the second order of them came an hour after the first order, and we were already done everything. So we were like, "Well, we don't need these. Why didn't they come earlier?" But it's all good. Yeah.
And we're joined by an Andrew/Frank.
Hello.
And I am Bright to Fly. Hello.
Hello.
Good Christmas, everyone.
Yeah.
All good. Merry Christmas.
Woohoo. Andrew/Frank is still in the spirit, it looks like.
Yeah, I've got a Spitfire Christmas jumper on.
Nice.
With a Spitfire towing a sleigh.
Ah. Cool.
Only because he's very unimpressed with my Father Ted reference.
Yeah, I built a 109 kit on my birthday, a little Airfix kit.
Nice.
On my birthday, what are we talking about? Christmas.
It's Cole's
birthday.
birthday.
I'm already half asleep.
Trying to overshadow you're trying to outshine me on my day, man.
I'm sorry.
What's going on?
I'm sorry.
Poor Cole's had no presents because Canada Post doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they maybe are starting to potentially roll it back now. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, yeah, Canada Post are just like, yeah, well, we're gonna strike at the most craziest time of the year. I guess they're trying to make a point. So
we'll just hold on to these for a little bit and see how you get on.
Our gifts.
I know we'll make you appreciate us.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, we've got a Merry Christmas and everything from Sonic Tonic, Tailspin,
hey,
and Shady's here. Hello, buddy, and Alexander Fedorov.
Hey, what's going on, Alexander?
I know.
Age plus, yes. Indeed. Yeah.
It's a little bit of code C there for you, I think. It looks like C.
Yeah, I got yeah. What is it? I got some experience. I got 1 experience point today, so that's cool. Up to the XP.
Completed 1 orbit plus 1 XP.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, Caroline's here, or as I like to call it, Rocket Lady. Anytime I see any rocket-related shenanigans on Insta, I forward a video. And Clive's here. Hello, Clive. Tony's still ill, I think.
Yeah, I heard his voice on an Instagram story yesterday, and I said, Tony, what are you doing talking? Like, you sound like you need to be in a isolation room.
Either that or recording the next load of voiceovers for some action movie adverts. That's the options.
Yeah, he's like the new
Batman.
Batman.
Doing it free, definitely.
He sounds like a bag of gravel that's dying.
That's smoked 1,000 Marlboro a day for the past 50 years.
Yeah.
That's rough. We'll get well soon, Tony.
Get well soon.
Don't pass it on to Jack. I know you guys are married, so.
I don't see her anymore. She's out of my league now. She's free. She's like frolicking in the forest, I think. I could phone Tone and see, but I feel it is a bit cruel.
Right until I fly, phone Tone.
He's probably asleep by this point. Everyone in the chat, let us know if you got any good FPV stuff for Christmas.
Yeah. Did Santa leave any fun stuff under your tree?
if anyone took the opportunity, like while everyone else was having Christmas lunch, or having a lie-in, like quite often there's some central cities that is very quiet, and I have seen before people take the opportunity to go and fly otherwise busy areas.
Yeah.
Christmas Day. So if anyone's done that, because I mean, famously, that was how they filmed 28 Days Later, right? In Westminster Bridge, in the middle of London.
Yeah,
They,
New Year's Eve.
No way. But when no one's there, and it's just
yeah, exactly.
And they were trying to hold people in the clubs, and it was like, don't let them out yet.
No way.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when that movie came out. That was a freaky movie, but like a very good movie. Like, because it's got to be at least going on like 15, 20 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah. Back when I was doing my art stuff, we went to see a art show called Disobedient Objects, and they had like a whole, you could put your phone and build a drone, and you could like film protests or some shit, I don't know. But I went to that art show, and it was the last publicly funded VA show, and as a sort of like, screw you to like the privately funded tax write-off, will tell you what to show. They went out with a bang with that, and the only way I can describe to you is that going to that show, the little monkey at the beginning that's being shown all the poll tax riots and everything wrong with the world. I went to that show and I felt like that monkey. That's the only way I can describe it. If anyone ever wanted, a more visceral sort of, I saw heinous things in there that has changed me forever.
Uh-oh. Are you going to elaborate?
No.
not in a public arena. Is that
No.
I see Caroline Tyler got an air supply for her laser engraver and cutter. She'll be using it for airplane stuff. That's exciting.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know if that's because I think Caroline Tyler's already set up a little extract. So this must be the air that blows sort of through the nozzle of where the actual laser beam goes onto the cutter. So it blows the smoke out the way of your laser beam and keeps your laser lens nice and clean. It keeps your cut nice and clear. It's good.
Yeah, it blows the carbon debris out, doesn't it?
I wouldn't laser carbon personally. Oh, you mean just like from like cutting foam board and stuff? You end up with that sort of
char.
the char. Yeah, we'll go with that.
It is carbon, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been burnt, I think. I don't.
Yeah.
I know.
Lasers.
Well, calm down, Carl. I did try and buy a VTX and it got cancelled. So, and I was looking at buying a nice cat cam and rebuying that VTX, and because no one's got anything in stock, it's now looking like for the same price, for maybe just a little bit more, I could order the Freestyle HD Zero. That's like camera and VTX all in one.
Oh,
so
for the
it
price
might
of a
be
cat cam and a new VTX. Yeah.
Yeah. So it might be
reaching that point.
I might. Yeah, I should. I feel like my arm has finally been twisted that I can no longer do analog.
There we go. That's the landmark.
Hey, thanks, Failsafe. How's it going, buddy?
2025 is the year of digital for Jack.
I know, that bombshell has landed.
I still have like 2 Rush Solo tanks that aren't in quads. I've got plenty of cameras and antennas and apparently goggles now. So yeah, I'm on analog, man. I fly digital with my little DJI mini drones and stuff, but I guess would you even call that digital? I guess it technically is digital, but it's just a camera drone. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sticking with analog. I like my analog. I swear I appreciate it more and more every time I go back and look at my DVR, and I'm like, this looks great. I'm like, I can see just fine. Like, I don't know if you guys saw some of the new videos I put out recently, but I put a few little snippets of DVR in there. I don't know if you guys care to see or not. I could show a little thingamajig
You have to
here.
talk the audio listeners through it.
Yeah, let me try to find. Yeah, I could do that. I'll try my best. Yeah, so present, share here. So if I do this, can you still see that?
Yep.
Yeah. And we get your audio as well. It's a bit weird.
So essentially what was going on here was a buddy of mine and we found like a little sort of like side road for like the farm area that's next to all these like big hills, I guess, kind of hills that had landslides and stuff like that. The real mountains are actually on the other side of this hilly mountainy type thing. But essentially, as I rise up here, you'll see like this is what I really wanted to fly. I wanted to fly the stuff back there, but there was that huge hill in front of me, so I can't just, send it out there. But I mean, that would have been a really sick dive. That one right there would have been a nice, probably 20-30 second dive. But let me see if I can find. There's some DVR coming up.
Does mean hiking up there, doesn't it?
Well,
that looks steep.
Yeah, there's no hiking up this. No. I'm actually just on that little road on the other. This is actually a river, basically, but it's a dried up river because it's not the wet season. But
yeah, it's called the Wash, I think. I think that's
Wash. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Walk to the Wash.
I think DVR is right here. Yeah. So I mean, dude, look at that. That looks
nice.
Like, what more do you need out of image quality? In my mind, like,
I don't know, the odd power line, some scraggle. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not flying anywhere
all in
near
the
that
name
kind
of progress.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
Scenic stuff. I guess that's all you really need. I mean, where it's taken off is like trying to spot the next gate in racing, right? Or if you're flying with other people, I mean, we know how.
Or penetration going through buildings and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's down to the wavelength.
I guess so. Yeah. But it seems like I swear these digital guys with the O3s and stuff, man, they can put walls between them and like.
Yeah, but they're just like raw powering it, aren't they?
Could be. Yeah.
Like the end of the antenna is like glowing red hot.
1.21 gigawatts.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
All fine till Ofcom comes after you.
Yeah, you know what, man? Like,
it's right. They think you're in Aberdeen, even though you're in Brighton. Just like, oh, so powerful. Must be far away.
I figured I'd sprinkle some analog DVR in there just so you could see, but yeah, I like my analog, man. I don't know about you guys, but I trust it. I trust it until it doesn't work, which hasn't really failed me too many times. It's mostly been my own fault for flying behind things I shouldn't be. And yeah. Yeah. Failsafe saying, meanwhile, the analog guy's running like 8-watt VTXs. Yeah. That would be crazy. I'm just using the Rush Solo tanks. Those are perfectly good.
Jack, the cats misbehaving themselves.
Yeah, can you hear Dorothy yelling at them? Yeah. The O2's error correction and retransmits makes it keep the connection while extending the latency. O2? I'm guessing O3 or O4. Oh, O3's. Error correction and retransmits makes it keep the connection while extending the latency. Oh, okay. So it gets a little jumpier, but it holds on. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it does seem though that the digital ones these days are like ridiculously good, and with the 04 coming out, I bet you. Yeah, I don't know, man. One day I'll be in digital world, I'm sure, just like everybody else. But it's just weird how much like people shit on analog these days, though. Like I almost get like people like turn their nose up at me when they find out that I fly analog. They're like, "Get with the times, man!" Like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm just like, I don't know, dude. Like my drones fly. I can see. Like if I can see, then I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not looking forward to having the VTX module, like the RX module on the front. Then that means that my goggles no longer fit in their cases and stuff.
Yeah, and you're like way down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you going to dual goggle for a while, or what are you going to do, Jack? What are you thinking?
I don't know. Haven't got that far yet.
So I'm looking at AliExpress. Apparently, you can get HD Zero goggles for $157 Canadian. What?
No.
Oh, maybe
that cannot be true.
HD Zero FPV goggles. Yeah, what is this? Okay, this is weird. I'm going to present because
that's called a scam.
Is that a scam? Originally $315 Canadian. Individual glasses do not contain an antenna. Oh, okay, wait. No, never mind. I lied. That's just the something piece. Okay, then. Anyways, that's anything I said is bullshit.
Which one do we have? Is it that one? Is that the correct one for Carl?
We'll go with that.
Anything that you say can and will be used against your your reputation. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't listen to Carl. Carl's an idiot. Maybe we need another Bannon.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
This is Caroline's one.
Seriously consider just buying a battery instead of making your own. How's that going for you, Jack?
Yes.
Jack's been making many.
I agree with that statement.
Last I visited Jack's, there was, even though I had given him the fish paper to fully insulate this horrific C4 lithium ion pack, it only put the fish paper on half of, on one side. Still, there was half exposed, just nickel strip, just exposed to the air.
There's no nickel. It's all.
Oh yeah, it was the solder braid. Yeah.
So it's copper covered in lead and tin.
Wow.
For when just copper's like
not a good enough conductor.
Sneeze away from shorting it out and setting the entire flat alight.
In my defense, I built 2 batteries and I used half of the fish paper to insulate my friend's one and half for my own. So it stopped. I used it because I put the battery on top of the microwave. And the trouble is with the microwave is the top of the microwave is metal, i.e. very conductive.
Yeah, but also lots of other things that you have that you're also looking for some place to put down are also metal. And like, you got your microwave a meal, you got your fork that you've mushed it around with, you put your fork down accidentally, you've shorted out this pack and you've set this pack alight. Just insulate lithium batteries, Jack. Don't leave them exposed.
Well, it's outside now. Just enjoying the British weather inside of Tupperware.
The nice sea breeze. That's not conductive at all.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I'm. It's really weird. Like the like I have basically like 2 lipo bags, and one is like my ones that I like to use that are like my good ones, and then my other lipo bag is kind of my like maybe my backup batteries, or I don't know what's going on with these batteries one. And the one day I was basically just going through all my batteries, take a look, see what they're at, see what the voltage is and whatnot. Like my one battery was like puffing, and I was like, oh, this is the first time I've seen this happen. And then yeah, Jack kind of like walked me through how to like take it apart, and I recycled it. But yeah, I think that anytime I go anywhere for an extended period of time, I'm probably just going to leave any of those questionable batteries that I'm not taking with me, just like somewhere around a lot of concrete. That's mainly surrounded by concrete, or if something were to happen, it's only going to be within the confines of concrete.
That
Yeah.
seems reasonable.
Concrete can burn if you.
Yeah, it can have a little torch mark on it. That's fine.
Is this the voice of experience, Jack?
Yes. You'll be surprised what is flammable when you operate it incorrectly enough.
That definitely sounds like the voice of experience. I see Alexander Fedorov has recommended the BatSafe. Very popular. Yep.
So good. Frank
numerous
has 2
ones.
of them.
Yep.
All from me.
Yep.
Oh, they're
At least
vented and
5.
everything, right? Yeah. And filtered, I guess. They have some kind of like filtering material in those vents. That's smart.
So far, I have not tested it in real life. Touch wood, but yeah, supposedly if a LiPo goes up, instead of showering the room with corrosive, horrible lithium dust, it'll capture it all in the box, which is preferable.
I'm guessing it's got to be some kind of carbon filtering, I guess.
I guess so. I haven't really looked into it, other than I've seen other people test it. I assume that means it works. It definitely seems better than the alternatives that I have, which is LiPo bags or ammo cases, and taking the seal out the ammo case to let it vent so it doesn't just build up pressure. But then it means it vents horrible, nasty lithium dust everywhere, which is not advisable.
Yeah. According to Failsafe, the only lipos you have to be aware of is GNB, but I feel like you have to be aware of any lipo. Just like anything that has LiPo on it, you might want to heed caution to those.
Yeah.
That is weird though.
My favorite, the BatSafe X XXL.
How tall is that? That looks like it's. I mean, to me, it looks a bit like a sanitary bin. That's the only problem.
It's tall with the lid shut, 680 millimeters. And depth is
a bit taller than a
230 millimeters, and wide 325 millimeters.
Okay.
So I think it's like the one I've got, but just taller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Alexander made a good point. He said actually everything with Li at the beginning of it. Yeah, not just lipo. Yeah.
Yeah. The trouble is, the reason why I got those 2 BatSafe boxes is 2 different people knew what I was like and insisted that I had them. And the trouble is when I read the rating, it wasn't enough for anything I get up to.
Oh.
So then I had to basically part with them. So Frank got them. And then I had to buy a really big one.
Well, it's funny that some people in the chat talking about GNBs. That's basically what I've always used, except for my lithium ion packs. And the one pack that I was saying that was swollen, it was a GNB pack. But also another weird thing, I have a GNB goggle pack, and it has the indicator of what the percentage is left, for 10, 20, or 20, 40, 60, 80, 100% charged. Well, I every now and again, if I'm not flying, I'll still I'll plug my goggles in, make sure everything's working, just make sure everything's kind of in working order still. And my goggles were beeping at me the other day, and I'm like, it says there's like at least 60% on this goggle battery. And then I check it with an actual Lipo Checker, and it said it was at like 3.5, 3.4-ish. So I was like, oh, I guess I can't trust this indicator now. Which isn't that kind of strange? Wouldn't you think like the indicator would be tied to the actual voltage, aka giving you an accurate, reading? I guess maybe not. It's weird.
I mean, it's all. I feel like the percentages on battery checkers are all slightly made up anyway, right? I don't think they actually mean anything.
It's like VE meters in music, and when you look up VU, it stands for virtually useless.
Yeah. So it's like it's best to go off of at least off of either a charger or a checker, opposed to the little flashing. You press the button on the goggle battery. Like, let me see if I can just grab it.
Tenergy are also getting hate in the chat with Caroline and Mr. Fedorov both saying they are puffy from the factory.
So this says it's
80%.
80%.
They were like pillows of joy.
Spicy pillows.
Back in the day, yes.
So, okay, in your mind, on a 2S pack, I guess, what would you consider 80%? Because it's saying 80%.
I don't know. Like 4.0, 4.4.
What are you talking? Oh, you mean per cell?
Yeah. Because it's saying, here's the weird thing. So it said 80 on the side there, right? But on here, well, I guess it's going to be reversed, but it says 66% and it says 3.9. Caroline was right. But like the battery itself says 80. The battery checker says 66. So that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Well, because
multimeter of truth.
It's very non-linear, right? You've got your like most of the pack is in the high voltages. If you there's a graph for this.
Polymer.
Yeah, where you've got it stays at high voltage for most of the time and then it drops off. So you can either do your percentage as milliamp hour or you can do your percentage as voltage, and then
neither of them line up.
Yeah, and it'll also not quite line up between different packs because different packs are going to have a different curve and they're going to age differently.
So here's another weird thing, though. So here's my other one, because I bought a 2-pack. 80%, right? Same indication as the last one. Plug it in, and I don't know if you can read that, but it's backwards, isn't it?
96.
Yeah, 96, and it says 4.151 per cell. So,
yep, that's a bit funky.
This is not a way to measure, I guess. You can't really believe that.
I told you, if you want to know the truth,
multimeter. Yeah.
Everything else is just.
So do I get the multimeter now and do a compare and contrast between all three? It's like, who's correct? This one, or this
multimeter,
one?
the calibrated goddamn multimeter, that is. You might as well piss on stuff to find how much voltage stuff is.
Fedorov says, if it ain't fluke, it ain't a multimeter.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like curious now. It ain't fluke multimeter. Okay. All right.
I'm waiting for Cole to start getting the red string and the pinboard out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go. The moment of truth. All right, let me put it on the correct thing here. Wait a minute. All right. The red goes in the black and the black goes in the red, right?
That's the
doesn't
way it
matter.
works. Yeah.
I know, I'm just
We'll
kidding.
just have a negative symbol. That's all.
Just make sure you stick it on the one with the A. That's the first one, right?
So it says 8.3 on the multimeter, and it says 8.3 on the Lipo Checker.
Yeah.
So,
There we
too
go.
bad.
so this thing is a
It's
bitch.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just some sort of voltage divider for the LEDs.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing was because I was like, oh no, my goggle, because my goggle started beeping at me and the thing said it was full, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then it wasn't full. So now I know, and you heard it here first, folks. On
So
Let's Drone Out.
which of these batteries with this built-in Lipo Checker that's completely untrustworthy?
Well, I guess failsafe was what was it? He kind of what's that word again? Where you're
Yep.
like,
Predicted it? I don't know.
there's a term for it, but yeah, it's the GNB 3000 milliamp hour goggle packs 2S, which, to be honest though, I have liked them. I have a Fat Shark goggle battery that I don't trust anymore. I'm gonna have to replace the actual barrel connector because if I put the barrel connector on, it works, and if I put it to where it's supposed to go, the goggles shut off. But if I wiggle it a little bit, then it's good again. So stupid barrel.
What's this
connectors.
about, Frank? And
You'll have to ask Tony.
should we call Tony?
Nah, he'll be asleep. He'll be sleeping off the germs.
I'm surprised he can get germs because of the amount of alcohol he consumes. I thought he'd be sterile most times.
Yeah, you'd think, right? It's like having the alcohol. It just, well, I guess he'd have to be like constantly breathing it through his nose too, just to like, you know, always.
If this was the Middle Ages, he would be one of the only people not to have typhoid because of his constant drinking. I make it sound like he's got a problem. But
See,
it's
I
pretty
think
normal.
I have a problem. Do you guys put your multimeters back in the box when you're done with it?
No, life's too short.
Mine didn't. Mine wasn't fancy enough to come with a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my
Mine
OCD.
was second hand, and then I paid twice what I paid for it to get it calibrated. So I might as well have just bought a new one.
Yeah, mine. This is just that whatever cheapo one I got when I first got into the hobby, and it's done the job for me.
I bought it, and I got it tested. I said, "How out was it?" And he said, "It was a gnat fanny hair out."
Oh, really?
So that's a testimony to stolen flute meters, because it was bought in a cash generator. So it's and had like tech department written on the back of it.
Nice. That's good.
It's clearly stolen.
You didn't steal it.
Yeah. Oh my god, desktop multimeter. Alexander
yeah.
is like fucking he is the EV blog of the drone world to me now. I'm just gonna start calling him Dave.
So you know what? Like there's something cool about having a bunch of hardware on your desk though. Like hardware tools. It's just like it's almost like in a music studio, you know, of all the hardware, you got the knobs and the dials and stuff. It's like if you have that shit, you know you're cool.
Well, you're only cool if you actually know
how to use it. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I have a whole desk full of tools, but I don't know what they do. But look at
You don't
me.
want to be the all the gear and no
sorry.
idea guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Numbskull said he has haven't used my multimeter since the battery connector ripped off off changing battery. Ah.
Oh no.
That's not fun.
Well, I mean, most of the time, a battery checker and a smoke stopper will get you most of the way, right? That's basically what
apparently,
you're checking for.
I've never gotten on the trend of smoke stoppers because I'm like, this is a smoke stopper. This will tell me if there's
Yeah, exactly.
continuity. But
Yeah.
I guess like, it definitely became I don't want to say I don't want to say gimmick. That's not the right word, but like it does seem like a lot of influencers in this hobby are like, get your my branded smoke stopper, da 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 da. And
Yeah,
I mean,
they're another gadget, right?
it is a lot smaller than a multimeter too, so I could see, but I think is I'd rather buy one thing that definitely like tells me what I need to know, opposed to like, I mean,
Because also you can do more stuff with the multimeter, right? You can identify where the actual issue
shorts
is,
are, yeah,
like,
yeah,
because you can also see like where a break in a line is. Like they are much better. But if you're very excitable and not liable to test things before plugging them in, then a smoke stopper is handy.
yeah. It'll definitely it's better than nothing, that's for sure.
Mm.
And it's apparently, according to a lot of people in the hobby, they swear by them. So yeah.
Yep.
But then then Alexander says they're crap. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, that's horses for courses. I mean,
Yeah.
the other thing would be the having a power supply, a desk power supply that can go and limit the current to a very low limit, so you can just enough to power everything on
Yeah.
is another way. But still, just if you've got a multimeter, just use the multimeter.
Check for continuity. Just do it.
Hmm.
And yeah.
Make sure the electricity is going to go where you want it to go and not somewhere else.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, Alexander saying, yeah, you can't flash some BL Heli ESCs with smoke stoppers. Huh.
I
guess
can entirely believe it.
they must need a certain voltage or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea with a smoke stopper, right, is just to be able to do the first power on and make sure nothing's catching fire. I don't think the
Yeah.
idea is that you do it every time, is it?
Yeah, current. That's right. Yeah, current. Yeah. You don't want to throw too much down the barrel before. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. But it's just whatever works. I'm sure everyone finds their own way.
Hopefully.
Eventually, either that or you leave the hobby because you're too fed up of learning the magic smoke out of things.
Oh,
Those are
man.
your options.
Yeah. Have you experienced the magic before?
I mean, I've experienced the magic coming out of my stuff. That was when I had it on Jack's desk at the time, but he's not here to defend himself. So
Yes, let's hear all about it. What did Jack do to destroy your electronics?
he had taken offense to my first build, and so was rebuilding it for me. And in so doing, managed to, I think, wire up all the ESCs backwards to the PDB. And rather than testing it first, he just went straight to plug it in, and it was, a big cloud of smoke. It was very dramatic, though. Luckily, I was filming at the time, so
Oh, is that the?
Content.
I think I've seen it before. Then I've seen
Yeah,
that before. Huh? Where would we find this video clip? Would it be somewhere?
I'm sure it'll be on either my YouTube, or I think it might even be in the LDO channel intro, possibly on
Oh yes,
the YouTube channel.
I think
it
you're
might
right.
be in there.
Yeah, it's at Jack's desk. Yeah, and it's about what, almost 10 years old, or
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah.
That definitely sounds right.
Yeah, I've done well. The only time I've actually seen the magic smoke is when it was like when I was brand new in the hobby. I'd only been flying for maybe like 6 months or something like that. And at this point, I hadn't really done a lot in terms of like repairs or maintenance or anything like that. And I was really eager to fly. It was getting towards like the end of the season. It was kind of getting a bit wet out. And I was at this like construction site, and I crashed on the roof of this construction site that it had like the tin roof. So it was like some water had pooled. And luckily, the construction workers left a ladder, set up. So I had to like climb up this ladder. And it wasn't like a small ladder. It was probably at least like 20 foot roof. So I was like kind of scared. But I'm like climbing up there. I'm like, okay, like it's obviously safe to walk across. So I get it. And like my drone's fine. I bring it home. But I knew it was kind of wet. So I wasn't going to like try to plug in anymore or fly anymore. But went home and like let it dry out. See you later, Alexander. Tried to let it dry out. And apparently I didn't give it enough time. And I was like, is it going to work? Is it going to work? And then, I don't know, it would, happy birthday to me. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Give the kitties a birthday scratchy for me, whatever that might be. But yeah, plugged in and they were fine. Like the lights came on and they were single ESCs. They were beeping, and then I tried it again, and now only 2 ESCs lights are coming on, and it's making a bit of a weird noise. And I'm like, that's when I should have stopped. I should have been like, okay, like maybe it needs a little more time to chill out. And I just like kept like in my amateur electronics days, I just like kept replugging it in, and then like the one time I plugged in, it just poof. And then I looked at the ESC afterwards, and there's like just a big bubble of like on the FET, I guess. Is it a FET on an ESC? Is that right? Yeah. And then it just had like a little, like it almost had like a little dome type bubble on the top of the FET, and it was bad.
Sounds unpleasant.
Luckily I had spare ESCs, so that was fine.
I would do it. I'd gladly do it again. Blowing up Bismarck PDB. I mean, that thing can handle some fucking current. That thing didn't even go.
Really?
It was spectacular. That's the only way. It was like indoor fireworks. Like I'm not even ashamed of it. I'm like almost like in awe. Like, hats off to you, Frank. How you filmed that and didn't just run, because it was so much smoke. I mean, part of the battery wire vaporized and flew off and burnt itself into my laptop.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
yeah,
that's terrible.
Like, yeah. So
it wouldn't have lasted so much, but we just managed to scrounge together these sort of slightly better ESCs for this build to try and, because we'd like done a timed lap with my build, and then Jack was rebuilding it with some slightly nicer components, right? And less.
Well, no, I had flashed it from like its fake BL Heli
that was
to normal, like actual BL Heli.
I think they were on Simon K. I think that was the difference.
Yeah, Simon K. They were 12 amp Emacs, and they were some sort of like bastardized firmware where they just wrote Simon K or BL Heli, and they just weren't, because they didn't connect to the configurator. So you had to desolder a like capacitor and a resistor off it.
I remember it was a lot of effort. Yeah,
3 wires on there and like flash it. And hilariously, it was like Frank or one of us lost the footage, so we didn't have the timed improvement for the racing, and so that kind of just fell by the wayside. And the other thing is like later on, Frank went somewhere, and the only quad that worked was that quad, and we were like, do not like break that quad, because we can't get any more of those ESCs. Like, we can, but like you can't flash them anymore. I've tried to go back and like flash a few spare and that's why the retro quad that Steven's got of mine has little B's on there, because I couldn't work out how to redo what I'd done to Frank's ESCs. So yeah, and I asked I asked for a PDB from Flying Tech, which was like basically one of the PDBs for the ZMR. And they were like, yeah, we got this one. The LEDs are broken on it. You can have it. And I was like, because I wrote them an email being like, please, can I have a ZMR PDB? Because like no one's going to buy them. I'm like the only. I'm literally building this for a laugh. And that fair play, they did actually give me one.
Nice.
And I think they knew who I was because they included a picture of a cat.
No way.
Yeah, on the invoice as well. So I've had that twice now, where there's pictures of cats being sent to me from different places, which is quite funny. I can't remember who the other one was, but I'm sure they're not in business. But yeah, Frank, don't break that legendary quad. Have you? When's the last time you've flown it?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't think that's seen the light of day for quite a while. It just sits.
You can't fly anymore because your Tyrannus doesn't work.
Well, but I transferred everything to my Radio Master.
Oh, has it not got ELRS built in? Has it got a multi-module?
No, it's multi-module, yeah.
Oh my god! So you didn't even go ELRS, baby.
It's multi-module built on, and then an ELRS module in the back.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, you must have ELRS because I remember the tiny whoop of annoyance.
Oh my god! Tiny whoop. Yep. If anyone knows of a good tiny whoop that doesn't just reset its firmware every time you run the battery slightly low, then let me know. Because I got the one that was recommended to me by all the racing people, and it turns out if you fly more than a race worth of battery out of the battery, then it goes under voltage, and when it goes under voltage, it wipes the EEPROM.
That's so annoying. And you're like, okay, great. Now I have to go to my computer again just to fly this thing.
Exactly.
Just buy one of the ELRS
boards,
beta FPV ones.
I think
4 all the way forward.
4-in-1 board, I guess.
I'll find out what it was that I bought.
Yeah. Or we could try and take apart your old one and see what kind of camera it's got. And then just buy a board and put it into that. Because you can buy Cole bought a nice board.
Yeah.
And they might have 1 or 2 ELRS ones left.
Probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on props for my tiny whoop. Because of the whole Canada Post strike thing, I had stuff that I ordered in like the beginning of November, still not here yet. And like I have everything for this tiny whoop except the props are kind of busted on it. Like there's a crack on the barrel or the shaft or whatever of it, and yeah, every time I try to blip the throttle, like 1 or 2 of them just go zing and just like fly off. I'm so annoyed, but yeah.
It was the Mobula 665 ELRS Happy model. That was what I had.
Huh.
Or I still have somewhere, but I haven't bothered to reflash since it
don't get along with it.
Yeah.
It does seem like the tiny whoops can be very finicky and like very annoying, I'm guessing. I mean, like a lot of things in this hobby can be super freaking annoying, but I feel like the smaller it is, like the more you just want to like punch yourself in the face.
I guess it's more delicate. There's more to go wrong.
Yeah.
Everything's
wrong,
all on
more densely. Yeah.
Yeah, and making everything super light. And yeah, there's just like less like upgrade paths.
Yeah.
As soon as there's like a big change, it's like, I mean, like it's like your one. It's it's like, oh my god, what do you mean you want to use Crossfire? No, no. And then you're having to like solder on a receiver that you may or may not be able to get hold of anymore.
What do you mean Crossfire? There's a lot of Crossfires out there, man.
Yeah, hopefully for now. But
Oh,
yeah,
I bet you.
I'm
I think
screwed by Ghost.
I don't. Oh, well, yeah,
I'm just
Ghost.
bitter.
Man. Oh, I mean, technically on TBS's website right now, the Crossfire Nano Receiver Pro is out of stock, but that's the Pro. I'm not a pro. I don't need that. I'm an amateur.
Only the actual 1 milliwatt of.
Oh yeah, look, Crossfire Nano RX SE that comes with the antenna, I think, in stock, and the regular one without the antenna in stock. Yeah,
Sick.
I don't think, man. I don't know. It's weird. Like I think that Crossfires
Will never die.
I don't think so, man. I mean,
Good.
I hope not. I mean, either way, I have a ton of I got a ton of receivers and stuff, so should be good. Oh, Caroline's saying the Pro has the Immortal antenna. I think the SE version has the antenna with it too, if I'm not mistaken.
Special edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pro has the higher milliwatt
Telemetry, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, man. Like in this day and age of digital and ELRS, if it's almost like you're an outcast if you fly analog and Crossfire. It's weird. Which, like, that is like the standard, is it not? Like analog and Crossfire, like, I guess maybe in the past. I guess the whole ELRS thing is just that there's so many more options and it's cheaper. I guess that's kind of like and I guess it's like faster or whatever, and has, I don't know. Oh, the Pro LR has 1 watt output on telemetry.
Wow, in the last little bit before I forget, I mean, it's Boxing Day today, the day after Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Whose local Facebook groups have been full up with lost and found new Christmas drones? Because there's only been one in my local group, so that's pretty good going.
I haven't seen any.
Either that means that that drones are just less given as Christmas presents, or people are being, drone technology has improved to the point where flyaways aren't so common and people just sort of have a better experience the first time, or with all the sort of drone regulation stuff, people just aren't posting on Facebook about lost drone. That's one of those three, maybe a combination of the three.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wish someone would lose a drone near me that I could just find. But no, you know what? I have too many already. I don't need any more.
There was that poor plane that went down, and it was, the only thing I can say is it was nice to hear that it wasn't caused by a drone. It was caused by mistaking that plane for being a drone.
What?
Caroline Tyler says lots of lost drones in New Jersey. I mean, there's also the drone show in Orlando, Florida that went wrong and unfortunately hurt a small child.
Well, yeah, and I think I saw that video where all of a sudden one was just like zing, like right past the crowd, and it's just like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see sort of the investigation into that, because I'm assuming there will have to be an investigation into that, because that is not normal.
Yeah, the
FAA, yeah, man. That when I saw that video, it actually, like, I was genuinely concerned. I was like,
that is a scary video.
When they're going down like this, whoop-de-doo, like that's fine. But when they're going Mach speed, like, a few feet from a crowd, that's not cool.
Yeah, when they're going, because it wasn't even like they were doing like a tornado of death or something. It was actively full speed, almost like in acro mode, going just full pelt away,
like full throttle. Just yeah.
That is not what you want.
No.
You kind of want to know, like, what were the conditions for it to do that?
Yeah, like, was that someone actively doing something nasty, or what was going on there? That'll be interesting to kind of.
Or like, did someone's computer accidentally turn off mid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Even then, like you'd imagine they'd just either
redundant.
stop or do nothing or fall out of the sky. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's weird too that like they were all kind of doing something a little different. Like some were dropping down, some were doing a little like, some were going friggin' fast. Like it was weird, super weird.
Yeah. Well, Stephen was talking last week or week before when we were talking about the drone show we went to, where there's sort of the hardware limitation on how many drones are on a particular network. So maybe maybe they have like a few different ones to do a big show like that, and one of them was fine, one of them had one error, and one of them had another error or something, or maybe there's interference between them. Who knows?
I'm sure we'll
find out in due course. Yeah, at some point.
Tune into next week's episode of Let's Drone Out, bro. You'll find out what happened.
Hope you're right, Swanee.
Yeah, Sonny, what the heck? That doesn't sound cool.
Yeah, got his ass kicked at the local skate park. What happened there? That's not good.
Well, I mean, local skate park is usually probably full of local hooligans.
I was thinking more like on Christmas, like if it's Christmas Day or the day after Christmas Day, odds are kids with new stuff they're taking to the skate park for the first time with their parents, so that are maybe not so like used to the new skate park situation, new to them.
Or maybe like it's Christmas and most of the kids are just like with their families, but really it's just like crackheads at the skate park. And then like, I don't know. The thing is like, I watch a lot because I've always been into skateboarding, and like, so I watch a lot of skateboarding videos, and there's always something crazy happening at skate parks, man. Like even when I was in the States recently, I went to like Venice Beach skate park, and there was a bunch of normal kids. There was a bunch of older adults. There was some like very questionable, maybe non-housed humans there. There were people screaming. There were people laughing. It was like, it's just a mixed bag. You literally never know what's going to happen at a skate park. It's, yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
All right. For our final questions, is there anything you guys are going to do differently next year, or you looking forward to?
I mean, I'm looking forward to the LDO 10 years. I'm looking forward to to Cole coming over and doing a bit of a road trip, maybe.
Man, that'd be awesome. I'm really excited for the 10 years. Definitely. Yeah. We'll definitely have to do a little drone flying mission, man. That'd be sweet.
Yep. And if anyone listening wants to come to an LDO 10th year live recording, I would be very keen for that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, this is going to be the year that Frank's like, I don't have to do LDO anymore. Time to start up mini air show again.
Oh, you don't know how close you are. Yeah. But also, I mean, I was suggesting that we should get some like tour shirts made for this 10 years of LDO. If anyone has any favorite like moments or shows of LDO that you think should go on the tour dates listed on the back of a LDO 10-year anniversary tour shirt, then let us know.
Yeah,
either on Discord or Facebook or email. Let's drone out at gmail.com. Discord link is in the chat. You can find us on Facebook, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've got 486 episodes for you to go through and see which ones that you like. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's wild. 486 episodes, soon to be at the 500 mark. Still need that Guinness World Record, man. We still need that Guinness World Record.
I want to start a petition and be like episode 500 Cheapo and like subpoena Cheapo to be on LDO. It'd be like,
man, we need to subpoena like, all the OGs.
Legally have to be on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, man. I feel like leading up to the 10 year there. Or even like you said, like the 500 one, man. Like we should try to actually, coordinate like some some of the serious OGs. Yeah.
More episodes than Loose Women? I doubt it.
What?
Those broads have been whinging on about stuff for ages. Shortly after Tony was born. I know that was very sexist of me, but it was a joke.
Jack, you're in the naughty. You're getting Cole for next year. You're getting me, man. You're gonna be on the naughty list.
Thank you, FX Node, for complimenting my jumper. Very happy with it. Yeah, I just want to quickly say for anyone in the UK, should possibly be aware of this NOTAM that went on the 23rd of December. That's put a ban around certain areas on drones, and some of these are sent, sort of places you would know not to fly around, like Mildenhall and Fairford and Lakenheath, which have been in the news recently for there being drone sightings around. But there's also been other places on this list, like Oakhanger, which is near my regular flying spot, which means that my BMFA organized with the MOD flying site is now out of bounds for flying until the end of March. So
wow,
might be worth just checking your drone assist app or your this NOTAM, or just maybe just double check that you're not gonna have the MOD police hunting you down unexpectedly.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
Yeah, no. You do not want that. We have first-hand personal expert experience of Mr. Manhunter. And they are terrifying people.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Look up the NOTAMs. Don't fly where you're not supposed to.
Very scary, very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on the I think it's called Drone Assist. I'm trying to find the name of this app.
And if you are going to fly places you're not supposed to, don't fly places you're not supposed to.
If you're going to, at least be aware of it, right? Like at least know what you're getting into.
Or
trouble is what you're getting into.
FAA flyer ID whilst he's not in the country. Or use his flyer ID.
His flyer ID is 80087355. Just got to turn the calculator upside down, and that's his. Hopefully, someone got that reference. Please tell me I'm not a child. I'm not the only child here.
No worries. Well, that's all we got time for. I do apologise about my crude joke. Editor, feel free to cut that out.
No, you're good, man. It's fine.
You've been joined by the birthday boy Cole.
See ya.
Andrew / Frank.
Bye.
And we wishing all our lovely patrons a Merry Christmas and thank you for your support. And we'll roll on 10 years.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
2025, everyone.
Yeah. Right. See you guys next year.
Yeah. Be bright to live life. Thank you. Good night. Zero. Yay. The best mod. Yay. The first mod since there was the dinosaurs, then there was Tony, and then there was fucking Zero for a mod. And then Frank taught us all how to walk upright. And then